What's up, everybody? Polish Pete here at the Omnia headquarters in Golden Valley, Minnesota. And this week for Just Landed was a little light as far as new stuff showing up, but I got some cool stuff to show you. So it's quality over quantity this week. So we got Cumberland Pro lures. They have 2 new jigs that they sent us. This is their hookup flipping jig. Great brush guard location for a flipping jig here. It's got a horizontal line tie on it and an angled head. This would probably skip really well, judging by kind of the angle of the head here on it. That horizontal line tie makes it nice for coming through brush and wood and docks and cover like that. Nice stout hook in this too. It's not an oversized hook, but it certainly is a powerful enough one you could get away with fishing an actual jig rod with a heavy power rod. So check out the hookup jig. Next up is the Cumberland Pro Lures Tracker Swim Jig. This swim jig right here has got my attention because it features a big Gamakatsu hook in it. Once again, the brush guard, I love the angle of the brush guard. It's right by the hook point. Cumberland does a great job with that. Their colors are sick too. They're a lot different than a lot of other manufacturers. They just kind of stand out. This one here's, I think it's called Southern Bluegill or something like that. It's a beautiful color. Purple head on it, and it's got flashy eyes. These have a vertical line tie on them. They're designed to cut through that grass. So for you northern anglers up here in my neck of the woods, this is a killer swim jig for us. For the Delta guys all over the country, anywhere where there's vegetation, down in Florida, you name it, these things are going to cut through the grass really well for you. I really am impressed with the finish on these swim jigs. I'm going to be trying them out myself. Next up is something we had already teased out on social media that they showed up. This is the Missile Baits D-Chunk. I got to see these at the Classic. Mr. Cruz himself showed them to me. These are super trick. They're a little bit bigger than I remembered them when I got here because they're small. They're definitely a finesse size as a chunk for a jig here. For example, I'll show it on this jig here. If you were to stick it traditional style, chunk style, where you just stick it right through the body of the chunk instead of threading it on, it would hang down perfectly for this skirt length. But if you were going to thread it up there, you'd have to trim up your skirt and really compact up your presentation, which is what I like to do with it. I'll trim up my skirt to behind the hook and thread this up onto the keeper there and have a small little compact presentation. What I'm really excited about with this chunk in particular is the fact that, one, it's got half the body is ribbed like the D-bomb, but most chunks shine at having absolutely zero to no action, like cold weather chunks. Really finessey, don't want them moving or batting around when they're dropping or when you're pulling them through any vegetation or anything like that. These have like kicking appendages at the back of the claws here on the chunk. These are going to really have a lot of water displacement to them when you're kind of swimming them through the water. So if you're fishing it like Alabama swim jig style, skipping docks, you know, if you want to swim this thing back to the boat, you're going to get action out of it. And you typically don't get that in a finessey little chunk. So I'm excited to try these. I already grabbed some of my buddies already grabbed some. So we're out of some colors already. So make sure you hit notify me next to the colors that are already out of stock. Like I said, we teased these yesterday on social media and you guys swallowed up a ton of them. But we already are ordering more, so there's going to be more on the way. So like I said, hit that notify me and we'll get you whatever color you're after, and there's a bunch of other colors in stock right now. And last, we have the new Plano Stowall. These are absolutely awesome plastic keepers. They're gusseted at the bottom here. They do not have a zipper on them. As you know, with water and in boats, zippers tend to give you issues over time and fail. These are kind of like the old school Ziploc bag style, but it's like a heavy duty one, really, really heavy duty. If you pick it up in hand, you'll get what I'm talking about. These feature labeling, the ability to label them on there, right on that area up here on this white spot, and you can actually use cleaners and remove what you wrote on there. So if you're switching up what you're using the bags for, let's say for example, I'm going to use the 3600 size here and carry my D chunks in it there. I could write Missile Baits on there or D-Chunks on there, but if I ended up switching over something else, I could clean off that label. But these are great because they are gusseted on the bottom, so once you fill them up, they kind of fill up and stand up a little bit. You can get a lot more in here than it looks like because of the bottoms being gusseted like that. And you can stack them up in your boat in like a, you know, a Rubbermaid tote or a Plano box of some sort, that like a Plano tub and you can actually stand them up in there and see all your different baits, kind of like a filing system. I'm pretty jacked up about these. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of these myself. I've got a bunch of Amazon bags with a zipper on them, and a bunch of the zippers are failing on me. So I like the idea of not having the zipper and this oversized kind of Ziploc system to it. All this stuff is on the site right now. Go check it out and go catch them.